Hi there folks, just a quick tutorial on how to style your page with a banner image and a w3css color theme. It's very simple. Just to let you know what's going on, I'm working on my local computer. I'm in my Google Drive, I'm in my websites folder, and I'm working on responsive. Now I'm going to edit the About Me page, and I'm going to open that with a program called WordPad. Now, because I've set view to no wrap, that means I can see all of my code. Downside is that I don't have color coding here, so it's easy to make errors. Anyway, I'm testing my page. If I go right click, open it with Internet Explorer, you can see how I can test my page. Okay, now it's still got the title of photo album, so I'm just going to quickly change that because it's been like that for ages. That should be up here. There it is, Dan's portfolio. Okay, so save it off, press Alt and Tab, and then press F5 or refresh like that. Okay, notice how it's changed there. So we use Alt and Tab to switch between our text editor and our website. Now we're going to save and test every single change we make. Okay, so the first way of doing it is by using this line of code here, which is an IMG tag with HTML comments around it. So if I delete this, it now is a proper HTML tag, and I'm going to go down the end, I'm going to take off those two parts as well. Okay, so that was the closing of the tag, that was the opening of the tag, and if we replace those with just standard HTML tags, we now should have an image in there. Don't forget Control S to save, or you can just save up here. We press Alt and Tab, and then we press refresh. There it is. Now let's just see how it behaves. Okay, so the image scales with the web page, which is weird because when it goes thin it maintains its height, but it shrinks sideways, so it looks distorted. Now the other thing about that is that I would like this text to be on top of the image. I quite like that effect, but I don't know how to do that with an IMG tag unless you use w3css captions or w3 title for images. But I would like this jumbo text right on here. So I'm going to show you another way to do it. So if I comment that out, save, Alt Tab and refresh, you should see the image disappear. So now let's, instead of doing that, we're going to use a background image here in the style information. So this is an inline style sheet. Get rid of the comments on the HTML code. So this is the HTML tag for writing some inline styles. We get rid of the comments there and save it. So what's happening there is that this div has an ID of big image, and I'm styling here. This will style the element with the ID of big image, and I'm going to give it a background image. Now the URL is a relative path, so it's, let me just show you the structure. If we go here, it's inside, so the stock file says look in resources, look in images, look for hammock panorama. So in we are, resources, images, hammock panorama, and it's a JPEG. So JPG. Okay. Now background image no repeat. This stops it tiling. So if the image isn't big enough, then in fact I'm going to just cut these bits out and just show you how it behaves. In fact, I'm going to take all of this lot out, save it, show you how it behaves. F5 I'm pressing to refresh. Okay, so that looks okay. It's kind of behaving alright. It's a little bit hard to see the white text on the White House, but look what happens when the page is really big. The image starts to repeat itself. This is the left hand corner of the image, and it looks pretty unprofessional. So we're going to go back here, and I'm going to replace those styles. So background repeat, no repeat. So now I'm going to cut that lot and save it. So now we have the no repeat property on. Press F5 and you can see we've lost that repetition. Okay, notice the text is on the image just as we wanted. Now I'm going to replace the other styles now. Now, background size cover. This will make sure that the image covers the available space. So let's just refresh and see what that does. It's now filled in that gap there. Now be careful if you're using very small images. If they get made larger like this, the quality of the image will change. Okay, now I confess I'm having a bit of problem with this white text here. I would like to change that. So let me just place these styles back in. So here I'm setting the height of the div to be 180 pixels, and I was hoping to set the text color to black, but as you'll see that doesn't actually happen. F5 to refresh. Okay, so notice how the div now has a fixed height of 180 pixels, which is quite a nice height. I think we could go a little bit lower than that. We could go for 120 pixels perhaps. Save it off. Okay, maybe that looks better, especially on a small device. But the only thing I can't figure out how to do, oh, that's a bit of a problem. The text has scrolled down there. That doesn't look so good. I think the way to get rid of that is to put overflow hidden here. So let me just test this. Okay, so by adding this line here, overflow hidden, we've managed to prevent that the me from scrolling down, from appearing in the next div down. Okay, so the responsivity still looks okay. Now I would like that text to go black. There's only one way I can think of doing that right now, and that's if I go to the span actually containing the text and I give it the class w3 green, say. Okay, and what that will do will make the div containing the text, the span containing a text green, and that looks okay, but it's not perfect. It really isn't perfect yet, but we just need to debug it and work on it. And the last thing I want to just show you how to do was, yes, so now we've got our image, and it's mainly, I would say, a green image. So now we're going to make the text, the colours on the rest of the page match my green image here. So remember I used something called a CSS colour theme a couple of videos ago. I showed you how to insert a link to a w3css colour theme style sheet, and then we could change all the colours on the page by simply changing one line, or one word really, of code. So now I'm using the green colour theme, and you'll see how the page now kind of matches the image a bit better. So what I would suggest you do is maybe just look at your images and just see if there's a predominant colour that you would like to pick up from the image to style the rest of your page. So now the menu, the content and the footer are all matching that, and you could obviously just try different colours as well. Oops. Let's go for a bit of yellow, see how that looks. So you're looking for colours in the image. That doesn't really work, does it? There's not much yellow in the image there. I think green is probably the best choice there. Don't forget, you could talk to your art teacher and find out something about complementary colour theory, i.e. what colours go well together. Okay, that'll do for me for the moment. I'm fairly happy with that. Plus, this video needs to end. Cheers, girls.